All right, man. What's up, y'all? Today is another episode of Sports Talk with Cam and D. Today, this is for all our wrestling fans out there. We're gonna break down the good legacy of John Cena. All of the good wrestling fans. Grew up in that ruthless aggression era. 2000s up to about the 2010s. Y'all know who John Cena is, so we just gonna break down his career, and we're gonna talk about differences between wrestling when we grew up to what we see on TV now. So hope you enjoy.
All right. All right. Yeah, we wrestling today. It's been a part of everybody's life, you know what I'm saying? If you're a fan of it, you grew up, watching these guys, give some great performances. And you've seen them do some high flying stuff. Uh, but most definitely it's a great topic today. I'm excited.
Yeah,
All right.
man. So we all know who John Cena is. Big star, grew up in our era. He multiple championships, 16-time champion. He was a big
Yeah.
influence to everybody. He started a whole lot of stuff we did in the middle school. He top seller with action figures, shirts, brought people tickets in, brought us to what we watched. Bobby watched TV every Monday, every Friday. That's who John Cena was to us. He was a role model to some of us, but he's it hurt to hear that he finally threw in the towel. He just said that his body can't handle it anymore. He said if he wanted to stick around, he wanted to give us 100%. He just feels that he at that age where he just can't give 100% every week. So he was like he just gotta throw it in. So yeah,
Yeah,
that hurt.
yeah. No, go ahead,
You
keep
know,
on.
that hurt. That hurt to hear because like I was a big John Cena fan. So that. But I mean, I can understand. You can only do that for so long. Before your body really tell you, you can't do it no more. So
Right. Like I said, John Cena was, one of my favorite wrestlers, growing up. He was exciting. He it was something new, Like, I'll be honest, I didn't like his gimmick at first. I didn't like it at first. I was like, man, they really pushing it a little, but like once I got used to like him wrestling, I started to like
mm-hmm.
it. It was funny. He was good on the mic. I loved when he first started the feud with Kurt Angle. I thought that was really cool. Because he would make fun of him, and at that time I really didn't like his gimmick, so I kind of like Kurt going against him, right? But he was exciting. He was flamboyant, man, but he
Yeah,
was so serious. Like, he really gave like his all.
gave it
Like, he
all.
gave it all. Like, every performance, every pay-per-view that he headlined, like,
Mm-hmm.
between him and Randy Orton, him going
That
against The
right there.
Rock,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So he gave us some really good performances, and I appreciate, everything. Like you said, it's sad that, he's you know, giving it a pass now, you know what I'm saying? As far as wrestling full time, but he gave us a lot of great performances, man. And it's sad to see him go, but he's a true professional. If he can't give you 100%, he doesn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate him most
Yeah,
definitely.
that's what I mean, I agree with what you said. At first when he first started, yeah, I wasn't too hype on his incoming gimmick. I thought, I mean, I can't be Can be honest, I thought it was a little annoying because it's like you have to do always coming out every week, rapping on the microphone like he knew what he was, what he was doing. I think I don't know. I can't say I don't know how I caught on with John Cena. It was right around like 2004, so it was like late in the gimmick when I caught on to it because everybody was kind of doing the whole going into school. You hear people trying to like rap like John Cena. I think that's what got us really hooked on. Like I remember like in the middle of his career when he came out with his CD, the first CD, first ever CD
Yeah,
he came out with.
yeah, I remember
I,
that. Yeah.
I remember it when it first dropped. I bugged my mom to take me to Walmart to go grab the CD. I wanted to be I wanted to be one of the first people to grab that CD. And I remember we had went to Walmart, and the guy was like, "You was probably only one few people that's came and got this CD." So I knew that the CD wasn't hot at the moment when it came out, when it first came out. But when they started to really push it on TV, then that's when it started, you know, to CD. For me, I would say for a white dude, you had Eminem, who was a white rapper, but you had
Right.
like John Cena, it's kind of like, okay, so, you got a few white dudes that can rap, but, you got John Cena, you talk about he can rap, he can wrestle, he can act. So, he was doing a lot. So, so I can kind of understand, like, he just at this point where it's like, it's either I'm gonna make movies or it's like I can't really wrestle because I mean the dude had shoulder injuries, he had a broken neck, so it's kind of like your body can only go through so much before you just you know
Yeah, like going back to what you said about the CD. I got it too. I did. I can't lie. I got it. I was going through one of those spells where you want to download all of the entrance songs. Like you
yeah
remember LimeWire, don't you? Yeah,
yeah
I was doing it too. I
right
was trying to get all of it. I didn't buy the CD. I didn't buy many CDs. But
oh yeah
when I did dabble in that, I was like, okay, I kind of like it. Like I like his style. I actually like how he used his own music as his
yeah
entrance song. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think too many wrestlers use their own music. You know what I'm saying? As far as
yeah
like
because
what they recording.
because it was always Jim Johnson was famous for making everybody's theme song. So it's like once your career started, you went to Jim Johnson, but put a couple beats together, then that's how you got your theme song. Because he came out, he got Stone Cold theme song, he had The Rock theme song, Undertaker
Man,
theme song. So it's like Jim
man.
Johnson used to throw everybody theme song together. Then, John Cena, it's like I'm gonna use my own, I'm gonna do my own little thing.
People
And I
don't
remember,
understand though. My bad. Sorry to cut you off. People don't understand though that that album he made sold like a million copies.
yes,
Like, so you weren't the
that
only one buying it. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean, people still listen to some of the music now. Like I see some of the songs, people would be like, I still jam this 2023, I still jam this song, that song.
okay, okay, no, I get that. I get that. Like I said, some of them entrance musics are really good. Like they really
Yeah.
good songs. Like I might be the only one, but I know for a fact that I got HBK's theme song on my Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Like I got it. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm not ashamed. I like it. I'm sorry. You be
Yeah.
driving in your whip and you sit there and you hear Shawn Michaels theme song music. like shoot, I like it. I'm sitting there just like, man, I can't believe I'm listening to this, but it's fire. So
I
uh,
remember when I was in middle school, I used to use people when I first got my first cell phone. I used to use people theme music as ringtones. So like my phone would ring. You hear like the rock theme song.
Right,
Like,
right.
oh, that's my ringtone. Everybody call you hear the rock theme song. Yeah, that's the ringtone for everybody. Because we just grew up in an era where if you like their theme song, you downloaded it. It was either a ringtone or it was just on your MP3 player. You know.
Right. I probably had the Undertaker back then.
All right.
So somebody ring it, ding. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate it. So um, the my next question for you, or my question for you is, what's your favorite era of wrestling? We weren't really around for Hope for real, but you know looking at some of his wrestling matches back there, that was good. We got the 90s, the Attitude Era, you know what I'm saying? You got the 2000s, which is pretty much with us, you know what I'm saying? Definitely some interesting characters. Then you got the 10s and then, now, right? So what's your favorite era?
Um. Well, I know we caught like the tail end of the '90s. That's when we kind of. But I could say the 2000s, the early 2000s was my favorite era because that's when like the rivalries was real, like the storylines was real good, the matches were good. It gave us. You always wanted to be ready for Raw on Friday, SmackDown on Fridays. You didn't want to miss an episode because you felt you missed Raw on Monday. You was gonna be thrown off the next Monday because you didn't know what was gonna happen. We had some of the best superstar buildups, the best returns. Some of the greatest matches started in the early 2000s. So, but I can't. This era of wrestling is more of like entertainment. It's not really like I still watch it every week. I watch it because I'm a wrestling fan, but it's not really like what we had growing up because there's so many restrictions to it now. Like because so many little
Yeah,
kids watch it, but it's so many restrictions to what they can do on TV. So it's like you can't have super bloody matches anymore. Like, when
right,
we was growing up, if it was a super bloody match, it went on for like 30 minutes,
right.
you know,
You know,
we saw it, now you can't really do that because, there's so
yeah,
many little kids
sensitive out
watching.
here, man. Like too sensitive about it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think about the Rock, man. Some of the stuff he said, like, dude, like you can't even say that now. You can't even touch that subject. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the matches, like you mentioned, with the blood and all of that, like that was exciting. You know what I'm
Can't
saying?
even do that.
Like looking back at Mick Foley, like some of the stuff he would do. Like you can't do
Can't,
none of that for real now. So for me, my favorite era is actually I would say the 90s
okay, I
because
got you.
because like I like I said I wasn't around ish. I wouldn't say like I understood it, but as I got older and I started watching rewatching some of the
Mm,
old matches and some of the most popular wrestlers, that time was like really it.
where it
That was
was.
like peak WWE. Now, like there have been like some factions that have kind of made the era more exciting. You know what I'm saying, or a storyline or two. But back then, it seemed like it was it. You know what I'm saying? Like the WWE was really good. Then you had WCW towards the tail end. Well, I mean they're already there, but they peaked in popularity in the 90s. Even they had a
Yeah.
storyline, you know what I'm saying? And Hulk Hogan going over there. You know, Goldberg was there. Booker T was there. Like all those guys. Then Kevin Nash and Razor Ramon, they end up going over there. You know, and staples of WWE. But it seemed like the 90s kind of added some more creativity to wrestling. You know, kind of
Yeah,
going into our era. Like they started to kind of, make stuff real, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just kind of cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying? But the 90s was exciting, man. I think you got, like I said, you got Shawn Michaels bursting onto the scene, Bret Hart, all his family, they all was good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then, like I said, you got Booker T. Like Booker T was like he was
the
like
dude.
exciting, man. Like, dude, I think we always doing the spinneroonie. Like you gotta
I
be.
tried.
Yeah,
Right.
like you gotta at least try it once, right? Like you couldn't be a wrestling fan at some point in your life and not want to
Not
do
saying
that.
you.
Like it was cool, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was just a good time to be a wrestling fan, man. Like everybody, you know, was good, like
Yeah,
everybody had a good storyline, and even some of the older wrestlers were still, kind of a part of it, so you
mm,
didn't really lose touch with it, you know what I'm saying, at that point, so like I appreciate the 90s because it helped me get into, the 2000s, you know what I'm saying, and those new areas. But like I said, the era that I thought was kind of iffy, I wouldn't say now. I would say the stretch of like 20 2010 to like 2013 or something like that. Like
yeah,
w-
that's things we did.
I ain't really follow it around that time, because I'm like, all right, we've seen John Cena with these good matches, right? And he's like the guy. And then you got Edge, you got Randy Orton kind of doing it. But after those couple storylines, it's like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? What kind of, where you going with it? But I'd say what got me back into wrestling was the Shield. That that
Yes,
got
that's
me
fine.
that got me back into wrestling a lot because it's like every day these three dudes would come
I
and
guess, buddy.
wreck the party. So
Yeah,
I was like, gosh, these guys, this is something new. Like you had never really seen that every night. I'm
yeah,
talking every Raw. Shoot,
popping
did
up
did they
somewhere, take
storm? Did they
party.
storm SmackDown too? I think I remember them
Yeah, yeah,
storming SmackDown too, right?
popped
So
up
right, so then I felt bad for old Ryback. Every time he would wrestle, they would knock him out, man. Then the triple
every night.
power bomb, like that, just kind of it was awesome, man. Like that was an awesome time to get back into it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So I got a question for you. What don't you like about wrestling today?
it's too much storyline. It's like it's more storyline than it is like it's more predictable. Like you know what's gonna happen because like growing up, like we didn't have the internet wasn't as hot as it is now. So like you didn't
Right,
know what was gonna happen on Raw until you watched Raw. Like now you can just go on Facebook and it'd be like little hints of what's gonna happen, the hints of like who's supposed to come back tonight. Like, when we was watching it, you was surprised when somebody showed up because you didn't know they was gonna be there.
right,
Because the internet, because social media wasn't really around when we was growing up. But now, because you got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so that's where like these little secrets get dropped, and that's what I don't like, because then it take away from the excitement. Like you're like, okay, okay, yeah, The Rock supposed to show up tonight because I saw that on Facebook. So yeah, you gonna watch because like, oh yeah, The Rock supposed to be there, but then The Rock don't show up. Then it's like this disappointment because you know you saw this little hint on Facebook, but the hint was just some little fake hint. Yeah, it's too wrestling. I mean, I still watch it, still go to the events and everything. It's just too sometimes it's too predictable. Like, and my thing is like the guys from the older era are like trying to hold on to like save wrestling just a little bit. But I mean, you can't like hold on forever. That's why like John Cena was like, I can't hang on no more. Like Randy Orton just had back fusion surgery. The doctors telling him, you
Saw
know,
that.
doctors telling him don't do it, but he trying to push to, because he talked about like he had back fusion surgery. He was like, because when I do the RKO, he was like, my opponent lands on their chest and I land directly on my back. So
And
he was like,
how many of those has he given out?
yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
he was like 20 years of doing the same move. He said you land on your back every night. He was like, eventually it caught up with me. He said, so my back, you know, really couldn't handle all the. He was like, and I used to do RKO's in the ring, off a table, jump off a rope and do it. So he was like, it finally caught up with me. So it's like this the thing that I don't like about wrestling now is it's too predictable. It's like what's gonna happen. You already know who they chose to win. And like now it's not like it used to be. Like now they'll write up a match and then like they always do these last minute changes. Like you remember WrestleMania 30 when Undertaker lost?
I do. I I
That
didn't like it.
that right there.
I,
That was a last minute decision.
yeah, I
They
didn't.
like so he was supposed to win. He was
Mm,
supposed to win. And Vince made a last minute decision. Like I think it was the night of, and I think it was probably like 30 minutes before the match started. He switched and was like, I'm gonna have Undertaker lose. Literally like 30 minutes before the match. Switched.
I didn't like that at all, honestly, because the Undertaker, who I actually, after some research, just found he was on WCW before he joined WWE, and I was like, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but just to see how his character, is really like, grown, he deserved a lot more than that. Like,
he
and
did.
and he deserves so much more of, uh, if that was gonna be his retirement, like he deserved to like not lose at all. Because one thing about him, he's
And he gave
been
a lot.
around for so long. Like he's been in every era that we mentioned. He's been a part of.
He been in it.
You know, like the '90s, 2000s, tens. You know, 20s, because he's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at a limited capacity. But when you hear that theme song, you know what it is. Like you know what it is.
Yeah,
So I was I was really upset at that one. I didn't like that at all. So but
yeah, that's the
going into Vince McMahon, since he's kind of the the giver and the taker of opportunities, right? So do you think that Triple H, or I forget his real name, but if you think that Triple H, do you think Triple H is like the right guy? Because it seems like he is legit, as a creative control person in
Yeah, cause
WWE. Like, do you think he's a
I mean,
good guy? Because I think he is.
yeah, cause you gotta think he came from the ring to the like back office, so it's like he knows like what's supposed to happen in the ring, how a match is supposed to go, and what I like about Triple H being in creative control, like he listens to us before he listens to anybody in the office. What we want to see every week is what we get. So like, the right title goes on the right person, or the right tag team stays together. All these storylines right now are like Triple H written up storylines because he listens to what we want to see. Like, I'm pretty sure he go on social media, see what everybody saying on social media,
He
change this.
he's inclusive, man. He's inclusive with like everything. Like he brings in like a person like Shawn Michaels to help with a match, you know what I'm saying? Or, he really like brings in ideas from, other people, you know what I'm saying? Like I was looking at something about WWE, and Shawn Michaels was like, you know, the person doing most of the talking, you know what I'm saying? But about like the ladder matches, which is something that, he started, right? But I think it's that trust though, even though they're like friends anyway. But like that trust to listen to people like that have done these matches before, like I think it just helps the new generation understand,
Mm-hmm.
what it is, that they doing. I think having the 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 older generation, in there, it just helps. Like it helps them, continue to get better and to help their bodies too. Like I just think, you know, them offering their advice and, experience through all of it, the good and the bad of the industry, I think it helps a lot. And I think Triple H is kind of bringing in a new era, man, of really good wrestling, man, for the fans. Like you
Yeah,
said,
it
like
makes.
yeah, we like really like we are the pulse of it, So
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
and he making it safer, and he making it safer for the wrestlers because you don't see too many like career-ending injuries, like big like knee blowouts like you used to see back then. Because they make it a little bit safer. Like moves still look cool, but it's like they do it in a safer way to where it's not so like extreme. Like like I looked it up. Like it's more safer ways that they do like the DDT and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like different signals that they give before they like do the move. Like you pat on somebody's back twice to let them know you
Yeah.
some good things with this era of wrestling. It's a little bit safer for the people in the ring. You got the right people like in control of creative. So that's what I like. And you got a lot of like the older generation kind of helping this newer generation. Get equipped in the ring. And again, like we did, like you said, theme songs. You got some hot theme songs right now that people like. It's some theme songs that I mean, it'd be times I would go into work jamming somebody's theme song. I have my earbuds in. You thinking I'm listening to a song? I'm jamming somebody's theme song while I'm in the work.
Telling you, those theme songs is like they are legit. I don't know why people sit here and act like they don't listen to them or didn't
It's
listen
not
to
legit.
them. because I'm sorry, my alarm for a while as a kid was definitely the Undertaker.
Yeah,
Like it was. I'm sorry. I can't really say that. But
I mean,
all
some
right,
people
so
you
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
some of them be like gym songs. When you go to the gym, you know you on the you could be a treadmill for 30 minutes. You just play the song over 2 or 3 times. You know they get you on the treadmill for about 30 minutes.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. The theme song that I actually like, number one, is Evolution. Remember that? Remember
When I
that?
be in my feelings, when I be in my feelings, that's my theme song.
Yeah, like that was cold. Like how they came in there, like that was a real good faction, man. I really liked
Yeah,
that. You had Rick, you had Triple H, you had Randy Orton, and you had Batista. Like, dude, two of the
yeah,
guys in that Hall of Fame class, with John Cena and Brock Lesnar at the time, like two people, two young guys. But you had Ric Flair stirring the pot though. Like Ric Flair is like the guy, you know. But that's my favorite theme song. So uh last
yeah.
segment here, right? Your most exciting wrestler, the wrestler that you are most excited for watching. Or yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The most exciting wrestler that you like.
My first. Ooh, wow, man, that's man, that's a tough question because I used to just like so many people. Like, yeah, it was people I didn't like, but it was the people that I did like. I can't, man, that's a tough question because it's so hard to like determine that one person that you used to like. Because I mean, like me and my friends, like growing up in like the third, fourth grade, like we acted like everybody at recess. You know, we used to fight at recess, acting like everybody is. I think back then, growing up, it was just like you just liked everybody, but that one person was that got you hyped. And I think Shawn Michaels, yeah, was growing up. I was a big Shawn Michaels fan.
Okay,
Yeah, I gotta
okay,
say,
okay. Um, I'm tell you mine. Mine is Jeff Hardy. Like Jeff
ooh,
Hardy,
yeah,
Jeff Hardy was my dude. There was nothing he wouldn't do. Like his theme music when it popped, you knew it was gonna be a good one.
mhm,
To this day, it still excites me when I see him doing his thing. Like Jeff Hardy was exciting to me. Like when I remember one match in particular when he jumped off the steel cage and did the swanton bomb. Like he could have just won the match, but he decided to go a step further and hit that
and
move
jump off.
off the top of the steel cage. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like I was like that guy. He gets it. So he's definitely the most electrifying superstar that I like. Like I like that high flying stuff. Um, and like who's that? Ricky the Steamboat, Dragon Steamboat. He used to do all that
Mhm.
jump stuff too, and I like it, man. I like it. It's exciting because they actually were really doing it, so they could hurt themselves.
Yeah,
So the fact that somebody is really, you know, gonna give you everything, like I appreciate that. It's not just a couple moves here. I'm talking about
yeah,
I like it a lot, man. A lot.
yeah,
Like that's my guy, Jeff Hardy. I can rock with him any day of the week.
yeah,
All right. So we gonna close it up right here. Episode 2, y'all. Um Wrestling, I'm telling you. Do your history.
yeah.
Do your history, man.
Definitely got.
It's not fake because if it was, people wouldn't get hurt. Okay? It's called scripted television. Okay? Yeah, there's a winner and they talk about the winner, but trust me, it's exciting. Like you got to do
Yes,
it.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? And check out All Elite Wrestling too. Like that's pretty good. People don't give it a lot of looks, but like I've been, catching up with it. It's actually pretty good. Like a
it is.
lot of dudes is over there. So check it out, y'all. And keep checking out our podcast. Anything you gotta say, bro, before we go up out of here?
Nah, man. We just appreciate your viewership. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Pass the word around.
Definitely.
We trying to become that hot show. So we need
Right.
your subscriptions, your views.
Most definitely. Like and subscribe, y'all. Sure. All right, bro. Thank you. You have a good rest of your day. And we gonna keep pushing. Episode
All
2.
right.
Books.
All right.
Later.